Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today I thought we'd have a go at seeing if we can get my old ARNOVA 7 tablet here, little 7-inch tablet, to work again. You might have seen this in a few of my other videos. It's just a cheap, cheerful tablet, but I use it for testing things. It's crammed full of music, and I use it for loading like Spectrum games and Dragon 32 games and stuff like that. I've got loads of tablets kicking about, but I thought I'd have a go see if I could get this one working again. It's quite a nice tablet. I've always liked it, and I like the fact that it has a little built-in stand like that, so it'll stand itself up. And if you remember in the last video when I was trying to use it, the power connector had started playing up with it, so you had to hold it before you could get the power to actually charge on it, and now it just won't charge at all. So I thought what we'd do in this video is crack into it and see if we can actually repair it. Hopefully it's just going to be a simple dry joint or something. So I'm not too bothered if I can't fix it, but it would be nice. And I just thought, I have got a broken tablet that I got off Andy the other day. He gave me a tablet that just needs I think it's just going in a boot loop. I could probably fix, and another one for parts that's just like a circuit board that he'd already pinched the digitizer off. Hopefully that's got the same type of power connector, and this one is broken. We can probably bodge that into here. I'm not going to spend any money on it whatsoever, it's just not worth it, but if we can get it going again and it's not too much effort, it's worthwhile. See if we can crack into this thing. The Stanley blade isn't the most approved thing for opening these up, but if you're careful enough you can usually do it. Just a case of going down the line and getting the clips to separate. I don't think there's any more than 2 screws I've taken out. Let's take that rubber. Oh, hang on, there's another screw there. So there must be another one under here as well. Yep, I've got some more screws. Well, it is reasonably well built. It's not just all clipped together, it actually does have proper screws in it. This is a miracle for something built nowadays. Let's see if we can get it apart now. It'll still have loads of them silly little clippy things, no doubt. I'm going to mark the plastic on this, but to be honest I'm not really that bothered. Not for what I use this thing for. It's not as though it's one I'm going to sell or anything. It's just for my own use in the workshop. I mean, I suppose to the point that if we can't fix the power jack we could just bodge something coming out the side, I suppose. Dear me, this is... I don't know how you're meant to get in these properly. Ah, there, that's come unclipped now. Yes, that bit has. Dear me. Do not want you to get inside these things. I've got a little bit open there, we might be able to... There we go, that's one clip out. Let's try working our way down this way. Ah, there we go, that's in. along a bit. Another clip around here, I think. Oh, they definitely don't want you in these things to repair them. Ah, that's another clip out. There must be another one round. There we go, that's another one out. Oh, it's powered up. There must be a little bit of charge left in that battery then. That's another clip here. There we go, that's that clip out. Alright, now we're on to this side. Yeah, it's just powering off as we speak, so I said there's like virtually no charge left in that battery. There we go, that's another one out. We're going to get in there now. Just this top little corner I think that's stopping us getting out. There we go, I think we're nearly in now. Oops, well, I've pulled them connectors out, which I didn't want to do, but never mind. Just got something at the top here holding it now. I've really messed that top edge up trying to force it out, but like I said, I'm not bothered. I just want the thing working again. And there's obviously something right up on this top corner that's holding it now. There we go. I've bent that slightly, but that's not a problem. Okay, we're in. Let's just set that to one side. That's a huge. That's the screen, isn't it? I thought that was the battery then. No, that's the battery. It's the battery down there. There's the screen. It's the screen and the digitizer. So we'll have to plug them back in where they've come out of, which is that one there and that one there. Hopefully we didn't break them when we prise this thing open. And what we are interested in is this socket down there, because that must be where the problem is. We'll plug the charge in. I don't think we'll get anything coming on the. That should be charging there. There's no light coming on the charger. Maybe you fiddle it. Oh, there. We just got it lit up for a second then when I fiddled with it. I think it's completely buggered, that socket. We'll try and get in a bit further and see if we can take it off the board. Let's see how this board comes out of here. Is it just pressed in or is it screwed in? If it's screwed in, I can't see any screws. I need to be careful I don't press on anything and squash the battery or anything. Ah, there's little clips here, so it's just clipped in. That's one out. Two out. Hopefully it can just ease it back in there. I hate working on things like this, these modern things, they're too bloody fiddly. Let's cut that tape. Right, let's get the board up. Right, that's out. I think we can, there we go, that's free. We'll get that speaker wire to come out. Tiniest little speakers. There we go. Pull that out. Hopefully we can, there we go. That's the board out. And we'll see what we can do with that connector. I think it's actually broken, it's actually split up by the look of it. That's what's wrong, the centre pins come loose on it. Let's have a look at that other board that I've got, see if I can do anything with that. And I can remember what I've done with it. Ah, there it is. Now it's completely different. Oh no, yeah, no it is, it's completely different on this board, unfortunately, so that's no use. Damn. That's a pain. There's no way we could get... hang on. I think this board might be set up for either type. Let's try and get this off the board. I think this might be able to take either type, you know. So, see if we can get that camera off the board as well, because that's right over one of the solder tags. We might be able to get away with changing there's nothing under there, that's just stuck down. I'm not bothered about the camera anyway. I don't really like cameras on devices. If I want the camera, I'll connect the camera. That's out. Right, let's see if we can get this camera off. Yeah, it's just stuck down, so we can stick it back if we want to. Get the glue off there. So yeah, hang on, let's have a look now. It's a slightly different one. I think it's a little bit smaller actually. Have I got a connector that'll fit it? It's bloody tiny, that. Just bear with me, I'm just going to go and have a look in some of my other scrap tablet bits and see if I've got a slightly better connector that actually fits that jack. Otherwise I'll have to be cutting the end off one of these and soldering a new jack on to use the connector off that one. So back in a second. Okay, we have a solution. Now I did check through all my old scrap tablet parts, and all the ones that have the correct power connector on, I seem to have already harvested any good ones. The ones that are on there are all no good. But what I have managed to do is I found a power supply, 5-volt power supply. It's actually off an old Nokia mobile phone, but it's 5 volts, which fits this power connector on this old laptop, sorry, this old tablet here. And if I can actually show you, I've got it, switch it on. Let me plug that in there. If you've seen, the charge light has actually lit on that. So that does actually, in fact I actually heard something else. I heard like a high pitched whine there, so something else was actually running on that. Probably the backlight for the screen or something like that, I'd expect. But anyway, yeah, so we do know we've got a charger which will work with this connector. It's completely different to the connector which is already on this board, but So what, like I said, it's scrap anyway. Let's see if we can get it to actually work. So what we'll have to do is we'll take this one off this board. Oh crap, that's the headphone connector that was next to that. This is the so that is completely different. When I was looking at that, and I should have been looking at that, because that's what's faulty. Oh, that's a bastard. Is there any way we could fix what we've already got? I mean, that does go in it, it's just that centre connection there that's loose. I wonder if we could solder it. I wonder if we could get some solder down there and solder it. I have to do it in situ. Let's give it a try. I'm going to keep that in there to hold it in place, and I'm going to just try getting a little bit of solder on there. I could possibly still try using that connector, but we'd have to glue it upside down onto the board and then run wires off these solder tabs here to where we need on the board. So before we do that, let's see if we can bodge it. I've got a little bit of solder there on where it was not making contact. Now that still presses in. Yeah, that might work. Let's try plugging it in and see whether it'll charge now. We'll keep that and that for. I might be able to repair another tablet with them. Like I said, that does now. Let's see if it's good enough to make a connection. Let's plug it in and switch on and see whether it starts to charge. I can't see the charge LED lighting, unfortunately. No. There, it just lit for a second. There. Oh, it's out again. If you hold it like that, it does charge, but if you let go. So I wonder if we try just tweaking that contact in there, see if we can bend that over a little bit. So that makes a little bit better contact, and that might do it. Get in with these. No, they're too big. Let's try getting in with a probe. Just perhaps bending this contact ever so slightly. We've probably got a little bit too much solder on that pin now, so it's not the cable can't go quite. In fact, it's filthy as well. So we scrape some of the crap off it. That might help. Let's try bending that out a little touch, like that. That might help a bit. Let's try scraping some of the muck off that centre pin. It is really dirty, that, for some reason. Let's give it a quick clean. Not the recommended thing to use. Like I said, it really doesn't matter, this tablet. It'd just be nice to get it to run again without spending any money on it. So if we push on it and get it to contact, as soon as we let go, it goes again. Let's try resoldering the back of it. solder didn't look bad on the back, I must admit. It didn't look like they were causing an issue, but let's give them a quick resolder while we're here. Oops. Good old leaded solder. There we go. See if that's made any difference. I don't really expect it to have, but we can give it a try now. No, it's still the same. In fact, it won't even light up now. You know what, I might just I might just take this connector off the board and yeah, I might just take this connector off the board and just solder some wires and stick some wires coming out of this thing. Let's have a look at doing that. Because as I say, it doesn't really matter too much what it looks like, I just want the thing to work. Let's disconnect the screen, make life a bit easier for us. There we go. I don't know what that wire does. Wireless or something like that, I presume. Right, let's have a look. Let's see if we can take this off the board. I think some desoldering braids in order for this one. A bit of desoldering braid on them. Let's see if we can rock it off the board. In fact, it might be better just snapping it off the board, to be honest. And then I'll deal with the pads after. Right, let's do that. Just get it off the board. Once the glue's freed off now, so we can, I don't want to break it up completely because I can trace out which wire's what with it on here. But come off. I think we've got two on the ground and one on hot, or the other way around. There we go, it's off. We've got three pads there we can work with. Right, let's find out what these connections are on it. Plug that into there. We should be able to measure which ones are ground and which is hot on the bottom. Actually, no, that's a daft thing to do because oh, we can give it a try. Let's go on to ground and see if we can find a hot on there. Go on to ground and see if one of these is hot. That's not surprising, being that it's faulty, but right, let's find out which one's ground by using the board. I'll pick something that's grounded like the micro SD slot there. That's not grounded. That's not. That's the ground there. So we know that one's ground. So have a look at that end there. Does that go to anything? Touch that on there. Trying to scrape a bit of the... And I think that's just literally just a pad. So it's them two. That's ground, and the next one is our plus 5 volts. And the M1's not used. So we need some rather nice fine wire, I think. If we got. Oh, that'd be perfect. I've got a USB connector here. This should make charging the tablet nice and easy. We'll strip that off and get rid of them two because we don't need them two. I'm going to tie a little knot in the wire right near the end. Yeah, that's going to work, I think. That's a bit big, that. Let's see if we can just slide that back a bit. This is just to provide some form of strain relief for the cable, because we don't want it. Yeah, that's perfect, that'll work nicely. You just need to trim the ends of these. There we go. And we'll suck them holes out. I can find where my sucker's gone. There it is. Try adding some fresh, nice leaded solder to them. Get rid of all this horrible lead-free stuff. It doesn't work. I know I've breached them there, but that doesn't matter. That one's free. Get in with a bit of solder braid, see if that'll do the job. Should do. Oh, they're being problematic. Let's try adding some solder from this side, see if we can suck them through from this side. Wick it out. We can always just solder the wire straight to the top of these. It's just I'd like to pass them through if possible. That's one free. Just got this one to go free. Now, it's sod's law when you're trying to clear out this one that you're going to block the other one that you've just cleared out, but it's all part of the game. It is the ground one that's blocked, so we could just find an adjacent ground and solder it. Ah, got it. That was more good luck than good management. Now let's just see if I can remember which one's ground. That's the ground. That's the plus 5 volts. So let's do the plus 5 volts one. These wires are super thin and fiddly. I thought I'd undone that one, it's not, it's blocked. So there they go. Let's give it another try. Yep, still blocked. Oh no, it's not, hang on. Nope, we've got it free. Put my soldering iron down there. Right, let's try and get these wires back through again now. Black through that one. Let's do them one at a time. Let's try the black first, the negative. Because the hole isn't quite as well. There we go, that's through. Keep that in place. Right, we'll solder that in place. Ooh, after I pick my solder up off the floor. Snip that off. Put the next one through. That's through. That's still in position yet. Okay, that's soldered in position. And let's snip the excess off that. Okay. Guess it's time to put it back together. Side in first. Come out you come. There we go, put that side in first and we can get that little connector down there. Like that. There we go, that's in. That's snapped down. That seems to have all snapped. Hang on, there's a little corner there he's pushing down. There we go, that's snapped in. Same here I think. Little snap connector. Hate the way that everything nowadays just snaps and pushes in place. Hardly ever get proper screws. Well, at least you did on the front of this, on the hold it together, and a load of horrible snap things. Right, so we've got that back together. Let's put the speaker back in. So I'm not really bothered about the speakers or the microphone or the camera, because all I use this thing for is as a basically as a MP3 player and for loading MP3 player to load software and just play crappy music while I'm testing amplifiers and stuff. So the fact it's going to have a wire hanging out the side of it doesn't make any problem for me. It's no problem at all. positive, it means that this thing will keep going for a while longer, and so much the better. We'll put that down there like that. And this is always the tricky bit, is getting all these to reconnect before you hinge the thing shut. I'll come off the battery there. Make sure these are pushed out. Make sure that's free. And we can slide these home. Get in there, you little bastard. There we go. So that's that one, that's the digitizer. And we need to get this one, which is the screen. Slide that in. Push that down. Hopefully we didn't break that when we got this thing out. There we go, that's snapped in place. And we've got to reconnect these two. This is the really tricky bit, because you've got to get all these together, connect these two wires, and not pull out them two that we've just refitted. I think it's that way around. They're connected. They go in there. So we need that to sit down. The switch has popped off, so we need to make sure the switch is back in position, else we're not able to switch it off and on. These are always a pain to get back in as well. So it really isn't worth it for cheap tablets like this, but it's got a load of useful music on this one. That's the main reason why I want to save it. If it didn't have the music on it, then I wouldn't really bother. Squeeze it shut. Oops, we've beggared up there. That's gone at the wrong side of its clip. Oh shit! And we're back to square one. Let's try that again. Oh, because one of these clips was bent, and when it went in at the wrong side of the plastic. Let's try that again. Hopefully again we've not broken anything by it ripping out like that. So let's get that little one in first. That's in. Now again, let's get the screen one in. That's the screen one in position. We need to put the lever down to lock that in position like that. And now we will make sure we've got all them tags this time in the right place before we press it shut. Which this time, yeah, they're in. Let's move that cable to where we want it. And let's make sure we get these ones on the right side. because they're all a little bit bent now with that happening. There we go, that's in. And we've lost the switch. The switch, there's the switch. Make sure we get the switch in. It's not the switch actually, it's just like the plastic that actuates the switch. The switch is on the PCB. They're all in. Get that in the right place where I want it. That's snapped together. I've got a bit of wire here we need to just feed back in. Get in there. Get in. There we go. Go on, get in there. Last little bit's just got trapped. Snap these shut. There we go. And that's all the case snapped back shut together. Let's see if we can, let's put the screws back in it. Well, we're not going back in it again, so it doesn't really matter. It was just an attempt to see whether we can get this thing up and... Oops. That's miracle of miracles. I dropped a screw and it landed on my shirt, not the floor. One's underneath that little stand. I've got another of these ARNOVA, but that's got exactly the same problem. That's got a broken power connector on it as well. Right, there we go. Let's see if it's going to charge. Just bear with me a sec. I'll just grab this USB charger, and we'll plug that in. Unplug that. Well, I can't plug it in down there, I realise that. Oops. How can I plug that in now? I know what I can plug it into. Just stand that back up like that. I know what I can plug it into. Oh. It's only got my variac well, yeah. It's only had my variac plugged into it. I don't need that plugged in at the moment. I'll just get this a 4-way. Let's plug that in. Is it going to charge? Yep, as you can see, charge light's on. Screen's working. Let's see if it powers up and let's see if the touch screen works. But it seems to be charging alright. I said the charge light's on the top. The little red charge light, that's what weren't coming on. See the yeah, the touchscreen works. The battery, as you can see there, is charging. Even the audio still works, which is nice. So I can I say it's just full of cheap crappy music, this. That's what I was using for testing. But it's good enough for what it does. Let's stop that. But yeah, so there we go, we have a successful repair. Like I say, it's that's a very ghetto-fied repair, but it wasn't worth spending any money on whatsoever. I don't care about that cable sticking out of it because it's a workshop tablet. It's not a tablet I'm going to take around anywhere with me. I've not even bothered putting the camera back in it. Like I said, I'd rather have the camera removed anyway. But it doesn't matter for what I'm going to use it for. Like I say, all I want's the audio out, and the fact that it can play MP3s, it can play all WAV files into computers, and I can use it for testing amplifiers and things like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little foray into a very ghetto repair of that 7-inch tablet. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.